touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, Sigma Race fans. We come at you live here tonight from Richmond Motor Speedway. And tonight is the Sigma Bridge to Cup Series, and it's race number 20 of 30. We have 4 more races left in the regular season here, and we'll see who's locked in to the big show for the championship, the full send to Cup chase here in a couple weeks' time. But tonight is race number 20, and later on this week we also have race number 21 at Brands Hatch with these drivers. But let's get through tonight's starting lineup. Pole position here belongs to Shy Turtle in the 99 Cadillac for Cording Brothers Motorsports. Alongside him is the 81 of Snake Plissken for Al Bunch Incorporated. Behind that you have last race's winner, Ralph Oberstadt, who finally broke through to win his first ever Bridge to Cup race. He's going to be starting alongside Joey Johnson there. Then it is Cannon Gage and Billy Lovejoy, followed by Santi Messi and Lefty Turner. Alex Sanvital and your points leader, Sebastian Galloway Jr., followed by Philip Purpura and Alan Malcolm. Krista Cower and Finley Herwig, Trevor Vaden and Chase Kovacic, Ryan White and Tim Morse with Jonah Burridge and Timothy Buchanan. Silent Amethyst and Sarah Taylor with Andrew Moger, Adam Starr, Kat Durham and Kyler Sestre, Jack Davis and Cam Jordan, Jeffrey Gerald and Ryan Little, Justin Daytu and Jason So, Campbell Marsh with Davian West, and Eli the Wolf rounding out the lineup here tonight. 260 laps the distance, 195 miles around Richmond. Tonight is part of another doubleheader affair with Sigma Racing. We will have this Bridge to Cup race here, and following shortly after that, the first ARCA race in the British Speedfest week of racing. There is only one ARCA race, but it is the first race of the week for the British Speedfest. But we're underway here at Richmond. 195 miles, 260 laps the distance. Shy Turtle, your pole position. Race leader going in to the backstretch here. 3 wide for about 5th. Puts Billy Lovejoy in a very tough spot there as he's going to get stuck in the middle. 3 wide still as he falls backwards. He's got his teammate right on the high side of him there. That is Joey Johnson in the 82. Fastest lap out of the gates here, Campbell Marsh, who is tail end of the field, sets quick lap time early on here. But it's Shy Turtle leading over the 3 of Ralph Oberstadt at the moment. Here comes Santi Messi, a move being made for 3rd place there, right on the inside of Cannon Gage. Behind that you have Snake Plissken, who's defending for the top 5 there. Ralph Oberstadt, quickest lap here through lap 4, and he's right up there on the back bumper of your race leader, Shy Turtle in the 99. But how about Cannon Gage, top 3 yet again? This number 2 Dodge has been hard to beat lately. Another driver to keep your eye on, Sebastian Galloway Jr. picking him up and putting him down in the 95 Pontiac Dogecoin entry here. He's already up into the top 10, and he's working methodically to get through the field here tonight at Richmond. Eli the Wolf already the slowest car on track. He's at the tail end of the field and losing touch with the leaders. Meanwhile, it's teammates leading the way for Courting Brothers Motorsports. It's a 1-2 to start this race with the 2 of them leading the way. Ralph just turned another quick lap, last lap there. Lap 7 turned a 21.346. Seems like he is carrying that momentum from getting the race win last week. Lefty Turner just turned the quickest lap at a 21.328. And let's go ahead and take a quick glance at the garage here today. The notes are showing 132 laps on a fuel run, which is almost right down the middle. This is likely going to be more than a one-stopper, but it could be done in one stop if they're able to stretch it to lap 130 here today. We will definitely see some cautions, so fuel mileage would no longer be much of a concern if we get some cautions to kind of, even then if we got a caution right now or everyone pit, it would still be a two-stop race. So all signs seem to be pointing towards a two-stopper here for the racers in Bridge to Cup. As we've settled into a neat little green flag run here, we can go ahead and do a through the field, starting with, of course, your race leader, Shy Turtle, over his teammate Ralph Oberstadt. Then it is Cannon Gage and Santi Messi. Alex Sanvital, who has continued to rack up top 5s, top 10s lately. That 41 could be a threat come title time. Lefty Turner was your points leader for a long period of time, loses the points lead to Sebastian Galloway Jr. Then you got Chris DeCower, Sebastian Galloway Jr. in 8th, Joey Johnson in 9th, and Snake Plissken top 10. Billy Lovejoy, Trevor Vaden, Jonah Burridge, Philip Purpura, Alan Malcolm, Silent Amethyst, Andrew Moger, Chase Kovacic, Kat Durham, and Justin Dayton to your top 20. 21st is Tim Morse, Ryan White behind that, Sarah Taylor, Jack Davis, Campbell Marsh, a two-time race winner this season. It seems like it's been a little bit harder for him to come by in the Buc-ee's Al Bunch Incorporated Dodge Charger here. Not as many opportunities to run up front for the wins lately. Ryan Little behind that with Timothy Buchanan, Jeffrey Gerald, Cam Jordan, and Finley Herwig. Just not the year that he's been hoping for. This 68, though, has the calendar circled in a couple days here as the Bridge to Cup Series will be tackling Brands Hatch, the home track of Finley Herwig. Be interesting to see what he does there. Him and his comrade from Great Britain there is also Sebastian Galloway Jr., home track for both of them here this week. British Speed Fest, first ever in Sigma racing history. Next in line you have Jason So, Kyler Sestre, Adam Starr, Davian West, and Eli the Wolf, who is getting close to going a lap down here already. Here we have a battle for the lead brewing. Once they caught Eli the Wolf here, that has slowed up the 99 of Shy Turtle. And Ralph Oberstadt looking to take the lead. Just like that, Ralph Oberstadt has a nose on the 99 as they get around the 00 there of Eli the Wolf. Side by side they go roaring through the turns, and now Ralph Oberstadt takes over the top spot here tonight. '84 gets by as well, so that puts Santi Messi up to second briefly here. And so yeah, through 19 races this season, Sebastian Galloway Jr. leads over Snake Plissken and Lefty Turner, Joey Johnson, and Cannon Gage. At the moment, Ralph Oberstadt has worked his way up to 8th in the points and gets to celebrate the fact that he won last week at Phoenix. Had a 3rd at Cleveland, a 1st at Phoenix, and here he is running up front yet again tonight. Good run here, could actually move him up the point standings a little bit. He is within 40 points of 5th place, Cannon Gage. But Cannon Gage is not going to give up very many points since he's running here in the top 5 as well. So for Ralph Oberstadt, the best he could probably do here tonight, given the current running order, would be up working his way up to 6th in the points. Sebastian, 30-point lead over Snake Plissken here. You got Snake Plissken just a couple spots ahead of him. Looks like Sebastian got cycled backwards here. He was up to 8th, and he's fallen back to 11th. Let's see what happened here. So the 82 of Joey Johnson has a good run here, gets on the inside of the 95, carries that momentum, and then at that point, Sebastian is on the unpreferred line, inside line, definitely runs through him like a freight train here. And he loses 3 spots in the process of getting stuck up high. And it took a couple laps here, but then Billy Lovejoy is able to get by him as well. And it looks like partly to blame on Eli the Wolf slowing up that outside line, keeping the 95 from racing with the current lead cars. Yeah, there you have it. The 00 of Eli holds him up here, and Sebastian falls all the way back to 11th for now. Billy Lovejoy running in 10th, Snake Plissken in 9th, Joey Johnson and Lefty Turner in 7th. Krista Cowers worked her way up to 6th. Alex Sanvital in the top 5 with Cannon Gage 4th, Shy Turtle 3rd, Santi Messi 2nd, and Ralph Oberstadt. It is actually quite wild that we have not yet had a caution here tonight at Richmond. Typically, Richmond's always pretty wild and crazy for some wrecks here and there. But our 35 Bridge to Cup stars definitely putting in their expertise here tonight, staying out of trouble, piloting these rocket ships around the short track, and saving us from going under yellow. Here we have a battle. Cannon Gage gets on the inside of Shy Turtle and sets sail ahead of the 99 side by side into turn 3. On the exit of turn 4, it looks like Cannon Gage is going to have sole possession of 3rd place. Well, Eli the Wolf's about to go a 2nd lap down here tonight. Tracking at about 22 laps. He'll fall a lap down each 22 laps. So if you do the math here, he is more than likely going to fall 11 laps down given the race stays green. Ralph now getting around both Davian West and the 00. Whoa, they're going to hold up Santi Messi. Something fierce here. Santi with no room to make a mistake. That brings Cannon Gage back into the picture as well. Can't engage. Closes the gap on the 84, and they're going to be dealing with a bunch more lapped traffic here tonight, as this long green flag run has totally turned things upside down. Santimesi in second, can't engage in third. And quite the separation on back from there, as Shy Turtles loses some ground in fourth place. And I believe it's Alex Sanvital outside in fifth. Yep, right there. Krista Cower, Joey Johnson, Snake Plissken, and Billy Lovejoy with Lefty Turner falling back to 10th now, under attack by your points leader, Sebastian Galloway Jr. Yeah, at the end of the day, we really only have about 11 prime Bridge to Cup drivers. Kind of almost like the only difference between this and like real life ARCA is the fact that there is some standouts. There is some drivers that that actually have some parity in this, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. You look at ARCA, and it's usually the team that's got the most money kind of sets the cars up and wins all the races, and there's a big disparity from first to last place. Well, there is a big disparity from first to last place, but we have 11 drivers that have a chance at winning the races rather than a small pool of about 4 or 5. And I think that is what is most enthralling about this Bridge to Cup series, is the fact that it is still mildly unpredictable. That we've got a lot of drivers capable of winning week in, week out. Sometimes it's a new guy, sometimes it's the same top 10 that are always there putting on the show. But nonetheless, it's going to set us up for a very fascinating championship run at the end of the year here, where even the likes here of Ralph Overstat is going to be in the conversation. Ralph starting to build those laps led counter here tonight to try and maybe secure led most laps bonus. Long ways to go, still 207 laps left in the race here. In case you missed it last night, the Sigma Cup Series ran at New Hampshire, and Jacob Schenkel tied his brother for the all-time wins list. We've got a blown engine. It is the Volkswagen of Andrew Moger coasting down on the apron. It is a blown engine for the 74. He's pulled off the racing line, and what oil down is put down is not in the racing line. So we stay green. Moger's going to coast it back around to the pit road, and we continue on. Ralph looking to put some more drivers a lap down here tonight, catches up to the tail end of the field, the 27 there of Adam Starr in the Subaru, the Napa Auto Parts Subaru. Good run here from Ralph. Looking on the inside of Santi Messi now is Cannon Gage, trying to take over second place. Good run from the 2 is going to put him up to second place with 200 laps left to go here. Really, now we have about a 3-car breakaway at the front of the field here. They are taking off from 4th place on back. 3-car breakaway for the race lead. There you have it. Eli the Wolf goes 3 laps down here tonight at lap 65. Well, this is breaking news. The number 1, who is once your points leader, Lefty Turner, has a blown engine here tonight. Big, big, pivotal moment here in the championship as Lefty Turner is trying to hunt down Sebastian Galloway Jr. to get that points lead back. But the 1 suffers a mechanical failure even after having the fastest lap in the race here tonight. It was all for naught as the 1 was running a little too hot here today. 1 blows it up, retires, finishes second to last here, and gives Sebastian Galloway Jr. a solid night ahead here for points. Well, 72 laps in, 188 to go. And we are started here with a long green flag run. No cautions through the first 73 laps here tonight. Pretty crazy if you ask me. Usually Richmond, you got some short track bumping and banging going on, but so far tonight they're all playing very reserved, very calm, cool, and calculated. And so far, Ralph is stinking up the show, leading all these laps up front here. He's led 50 laps comparatively to Shy Turtle's 23 laps led here today. Cannon Gage in second, Santi Messi in third. Cannon could start to close this gap in on the number 3. Oberstadt dealing with some more lap traffic here. He's going to have to get around the 21, the 8, the 10, and the 45 ahead of him there. He's going to try to stick it up high, which could be a bold move, could be an aggressive move that costs him here. That 21 stays on the inside. You can see this is going to allow the 2 of Cannon Gage to start reeling in your race leader. And just like that, Ralph Oberstadt's given up a bit of an advantage here. The 2 of Cannon Gage finally slides down in front of the 21 car, but the damage has been done. That 2 reeling in the leader. Well, 80 laps in, 180 laps to go. This race is actually flying by pretty quickly here so far. About just past a little bit over a quarter and only 30 minutes of racing so far. Oh man, here is trouble. Ralph Oberstadt stuck behind 2 wide lap traffic here, and Cannon Gage knocking on the door. And the battle is brewing for the race lead as Cannon Gage lurking in the background like the Intimidator. The 21 is not tracking very well right now. Keeps sliding around the track, getting stuck up high, kind of riding the wall at the moment. So losing some more ground. Laps down. Already a bad enough day. Getting worse as contact with the wall on repeated trips here. But there we have a battle for the race lead. There you have it, Cannon Gage, and then Eli the Wolf causing Ralph Oberstadt great rage, great animosity. Loses him the lead there, and he's fallen even further backwards as the 2 of Cannon Gage jumps to the race lead. Now, for Ralph Oberstadt, it's no worries yet. Still a lot of racing, 174 laps remain. And the 00 bomb could still strike and cause that same commotion for the 2 here of Cannon Gage. It's not exactly one-sided. It could go either way, and it just fell in his unfortunate favors here this last round. 00 went another lap down. And Ralph falls back to 3rd as Santi Messi moves up to 2nd. This right here is where you start to see the grit and determination as the tires degrade. The lap times get a lot slower. And they're still probably about 30 laps from making their pit stops here tonight. So just settle in, save what you've got, and try to stretch it as long as you can here, because it does not look like they're going to be saved by any form of caution at this rate. Ralph making some moves on more lap traffic here as they're starting to reel back in. Cannon Gage, your race leader. Houston, we got problems here. What in the world's going on? No caution. Now we have the caution. But the 68 of Finley Herwig stalled on track here. Must have went for a spin himself. Yes, he did. And that didn't bring out the initial caution here, as Ralph Oberstadt ended up running into the back of the 68 here. Green stays green, but slow traffic. This is where they should have thrown the caution, because Ralph had no idea slow traffic was sitting there in front of him. And big pile up takes down Finley Herwig here today. And hopefully the damage not too strong on the 3 machine of Ralph Oberstadt. So the 28. Wow, what's the deal here? Billy Lovejoy is retired from the race. Did he get damage? Oh man, during the pile. Oh, after the fact there, some extracurriculars. He was able to drive around the 68, but slowed up traffic 4 wide. Oh, and Campbell Marsh gets the car loose there on the apron, trying to recover, trying to save it. And Billy Lovejoy with nowhere to go. Oh boy. 82 of Joey Johnson went haywire. Oh, Shy Turtle hard hitting the outside wall for him as well. It was just pure chaos after today's first caution falls on the racetrack. So 160 laps left to go. This pit stop does not do anyone justice, as they're going to have to pit again at least 1 point here tonight. Ralph enters pit road in 3rd. It looks like he's going to lose a couple spots, maybe falling back to about 7th or 8th. Cannon Gage will maintain the race lead here. Santi Messi in 2nd. Up to 3rd, it's going to be Snake Pliskin. 4th place, Chris DeCower. 5th place, Joey Johnson, even after getting involved in the wreck there. Chase Kovacic in 6th. Jonah Burridge 7th. Ralph Oberstadt falls back to 8th. Alan Malcolm, Tim Morse, Trevor Vaden, Philip Purpura, Sebastian Galloway Jr. Alex Sanvital falls way back, about 10 spots back actually. Ryan White, Kat Durham, Shy Turtle is retired from the race as well with the damage he sustained. Billy Lovejoy out, the 1 of Lefty Turner, and the 74 of Andrew Moger. Well, we tried to give the 60 and the 68 the wave around, and they just spin out. What the heck? There we go. They got the wave around, though. That was weird. Well, reset, restack, and hopefully fight for this race win here. Cannon Gage and Santi Messi reset the field. They're going to jump the pace car. This is not good. I don't know why we've got to have this this drama in the series, and they're wrecking in the background. Cautions breed cautions, and it is a nasty pile up at the back of the field here. Wow, what a disjointed restart there. Now we're getting the Richmond we all know and love. Bad start here as 70 goes 3 wide, wrecking the Outlaw gang. Phil Purpura and Tim Morse involved with the wreck there. Eli the Wolf comes dogpiling in there. Just a bad spot to be for Ryan White, forcing it 3 wide. Kind of makes you wonder if there was some bad blood in the mix there to cause such a pileup on a restart like that. Well, we get to try it all over again, as it just seems to be. So Snake Plissken is black flagged, Santi Messi black flagged, Cannon Gage black flagged for jumping that start there. They're going to be mostly saved from the caution falling like it does here. Eli the Wolf retired after the accident. Well, it's definitely got kind of wild here after the first stint of the race, and now we are getting into the nitty-gritty, the bumping, the banging, the short track racing action. Take one more lap under caution here. 2 more laps, basically. One more lap until 1 to go. And it looks like Joey Johnson is going to be clear of any black flags here, but behind him, Cannon Gage, Santi Messi are going to have to serve a black flag. Snake Plissken on pit road, but he will have to serve the black flag under green flag circumstances. You'll be looking at your new race leaders, the 82 of Joey Johnson and the 98 of Krista Cower, with Chase Kovacic in the mix there. Lights are out. We're getting ready to roll again here. Well, evidently I can't clear black flags. I was thinking I could try it there, but a normal restart for a change. No jumping the start here. 84 and the 2 are going to have to pull off here and pull it off without wrecking the whole field. 84 does so. Cannon Gage is going to wait a lap until things get sorted here. Better not wait too long or else they might pull his timing card. Oh, and we're wrecking once again. It's going to get nasty here tonight, folks. At this point, fuel mileage should not be much of a concern. Wow, 4 wide at Richmond is never a good thing. And that's what happened there, getting them 4 wide and spinning out. I think I goofed that up. Yeah, we put Kat Durham in the race lead on accident here. And the 81, who I showed as 1 lap down, but now they're all going to be on a lap of their own, I believe. But we can fix that. We'll fix that. What the heck? I only gave the 35-1 wave around. Oh, I did wave it around twice. That's my bad. Heh. That's on me. Pace car is pulling off anyways, so we will fix this with our adjustments here. Everyone's going to be on a lap of their own for a minute. Wild restart now. All of a sudden, the 81 and the 35 on a lap of their own. But that is as easy as a fix as dropping them both 1 lap down here. And everyone else is on the lead lap here. So Snake gets gifted the race lead here for some reason. Sigma officials were sleeping on the button and accidentally gave them a lap of their own. We're still looking at trouble here. 3 wide. Anywhere on this track, it is hard to run 3 wide around the racetrack at Richmond. It's amazing we haven't wrecked more cars already. Now it's Snake Plissken out front with clean air, setting down some very quick laps in the 81 Al Bunch Incorporated Dodge Charger. But no one can make it to the finish without one more pit stop here today. Well, we are catching up to the halfway point. Cannon Gage turns the quickest lap, topping the number 1 of Lefty Turner here with a 21.285. He, at the moment, has some work to do as he had to get the wave around to get back in, but he's up to 14th charging through the field here. Santi Messi as well was able to get the wave around. He's up to 15th. How about Sebastian Galloway Jr. working his way up into the top 10, up to 6th, looking at the top 5 just ahead of him there. Chase Kovacic holding on to a solid top 3 run at the moment. And Krista Cower in 2nd, still trying to hunt down your race leader, Snake Plissken. We're officially halfway through. Plenty of racing left to go. 130 laps is a fuel window here, so everyone's going to have to make that move at some point here tonight to get their last round of pit stops. Snake Plissken has not had the fastest car here today, but has lucked into the race lead temporarily. We will see if he can convert it to a race win. I feel like a lot of cars behind are a lot faster, and the 81's just holding on for dear life right now. As soon as they start catching lap traffic, that might open this window wide. Seems like a good run from Sebastian Galloway Jr. in the background here. He is working on the 82. This is one of the tightest battles in the field at the moment. He's trying to get around the 82 for 5th place. Joey Johnson, multiple wins this season. Sebastian Galloway Jr. with 0 wins this season, but he is your points leader. There he is, making a move on the 82, going low into turn 3 here. Side by side, they come on the exit of turn 4, and Sebastian may very well have top 5 in his possession right now. Picking them off one by one. 95 has his sights set ahead towards the race leaders. Making a move, trying to catch up to the 40 now of Burridge. Good run from the 95, closing in. Could be a battle brewing for 4th place before long. Officially the 1 hour mark here tonight. Race is tracking to be done within about a 2 hour window here this evening. Which is perfect because we will have doubleheader action. We will do the ARCA race at Brands Hatch, Indy. 82 starting to close back in on Sebastian here for the top 5. Sebastian defending, trying to run down the 40 and the 30, the 44 rather, the 40 and the 44. Well, Sebastian Galloway Jr. moves himself up to 4th, has his sight set on the 44 here of Chase Kovacic ahead of him. 2nd and 1st still belong to Snake Plissken and Krista Cower. As we're down to 110 laps left to go here. Right now, catching into the back bumper of Kovacic. 95 looks to make a pass for 3rd. Slicing and dicing, moving around the track. Not finding that opening yet, but Sebastian Galloway Jr. definitely has the faster car here. There's a reason why he is your current points leader. And he's been snake bitten, getting that first race win here in his career. Never a winner in Trucks, ARCA, Bridge to Cup. Now that he's in Bridge to Cup, still seeking that first ever elusive race win. And for him, he seems to have the pace and may have some luck on his side, knowing that the 2 leaders in front have kind of Mickey Moused their way up there. That just goes to show you Sebastian may be the fastest car in the top 5, maybe the fastest car at the front of the field, but look behind as the number 2 of Cannon Gage, your fastest car in the field, has closed the gap as well. He's up to 8th. He's basically ran the whole field to catch back up to your lead 8 here. Could Cannon Gage make some moves, pick some more spots up, and fight for this race win? Tough break for the 3, it seems like, of Ralph Oberstadt, who had led so many laps here, making contact with the stalled 68 of Finlay Herwig under green conditions. That nose crumpled up a little bit, but he's going to try to soldier on and gain as many points here as he can by the end of the night. Cannon Gage picks up another spot, moving into 7th. Galloway peeks his nose down low, and he's going to make the move for 3rd place on the racetrack. Gets there alongside Kovacic, carries the momentum through the turn. He's got a nose on the 44 and has his sights set on the top 2 ahead of him. Good run by the 95, the Dogecoin entry here, the Pontiac. And just ahead of that, you still have your 2 leaders, Snake Plissken and Krista Cower, but their lap times are looking dismal compared to the 95, who has been on rails here since the last restart. 100 laps remain here tonight. Sebastian's lap time, a 21.774. If you look ahead, your leaders, a 21.9 and a 21.9. He is tracking way faster than both Plissken and Krista Cower. way through some more lap traffic here. But Sebastian's still tracking a little bit quicker than your top two. Starting to reel in your race leaders, 22.0s all across the board, your top three. Look at who has worked his way up into the top five. Cannon Gage makes the move up to fourth. .9s with the race leader at a 22.0. This seems to be where the lap times have kind of came to a plateau across the board. Lap traffic ahead could help tighten things up once again. But the battle continues to wage on. Number two, though, here comes Cannon Gage. Might be looking to try and make a move around the 95 of Sebastian Galloway Jr. We had all of those caution periods here, and it seems like we got another long green flag run in the books here. And things are moving along smoothly for now. Alrighty, the battle brews on here. Second place now belongs to Sebastian Galloway Jr. as they both get around 98 there of Krista Cower. Snake Plissken way out there in the race lead, but clear track ahead for these folks. 78 laps to go, and here goes Cannon Gage looking to try and take second place away from Sebastian Galloway Jr. Santimesi looking to make a move on the two here of Cannon Gage. We've got quite the battle going on here. So now we've got green flag pit stops. All of a sudden, 72 laps remaining. Not normal do we see green flag pit stops here tonight, but undercut strategy for the 95, knowing the strategy could be the winner here if this race stays green. He's going to have to hope for no cautions, as this could help him get out there on fresh tires first and try to catch up the difference behind Snake Plissken. But of course, this only works if this race stays green with 69 laps left to go. And it's kind of a mixed bag right now. A lot of folks staying out, a lot of folks pitting, trying to get ahead of the curve here. And it seems like the 95, Sebastian Galloway Jr. rounds himself back out in the field here. Currently 18th, one lap down, but he's got the fresh tires, and he should have the speed to make up the difference between him and what was the race leader at the moment, the 81 of Snake Plissken. I wish we could just pull up a lap tracker to keep an eye on who's got the fastest laps in this race. You look at Snake Plissken, he just turned a 22.59, which is almost suicide for the race win. In the meanwhile, 21.781 for Sebastian Galloway Jr., so nearly a full second faster than your race leader, and that's even in lap traffic here. So he's up to 16th now. Is he on the lead lap? No, he's one lap down still. So he could get trapped a lap down here if a caution were to fall. But he is just blistering lap times right now over Snake Plissken, who has to pit. He'll still have to pit one more time here tonight. 22.445 and 21.509 for Sebastian Galloway Jr. This could very well be the race-winning move here by all means. These drivers are not going to be able to save 20 laps of fuel, especially those that have been up front leading the race. There should be very little opportunity to make that work. But crazy things could still happen here. Maybe Snake Plissken is definitely laid out of the throttle to try and save as much fuel as possible, or hoping for a caution so that he can trap some big contenders a lap down here tonight. That is the 40 getting one of his 2 laps back here. Caution, no, that is not the case that Sebastian Galloway Jr. wanted. He is going to be a lap down. Man, if only. That was the winning strategy right there on tap. Had it stayed green. So who do we have to give the honor here to spoiling this race up? Oh, Krista Cower, who was in the mix for the race win, she gets turned by the 68. Finley Herwig's been a problem child here tonight. Yep, just run right into her. Spins her out, brings out the caution. But what this does mean is we will give the wave around to just about everyone. Well, this gets everyone back on level playing ground for mileage and whatnot to the finish. Definitely, we were robbed of what could have been a very strategic move from the 95 of Sebastian Galloway Jr. Well, Snake Plissken will reset the field here with the 84 of Santi Messi, the 2 of Cannon Gage, the 44 of Chase Kovacic, and the 98 of Krista Coward. 16 cars left on the lead lap here. And we will see who can get the job done. Snake Plissken is led for a good portion of the second half. Santi Messi gets a big jump here on the outside, and he's going to close in with the race lead. Cannon Gage 3 wide for third place almost. Settles into double wide. Will cautions breed cautions yet again here tonight. 56 laps to go, 55 this time across the line. Forget about fuel windows. This is going to be a mad dash to the checkered flag now. Santi Messi has the race lead over Snake Plissken. Sebastian Galloway Jr. not going to be denied. He's going to try to make a mad charge through the field here again. 95 has the speed, he has the capabilities, but running out of time, getting less and less laps to make something happen here. Top 10's right there in front of him, and he's sitting in about 12th at the moment. Snake Plissken trying to make a move for the race lead. He's right there on the back bumper of the 84 Santi Messi. The BMW leads over the Dodge. And another Dodge just a little bit further back there, running in third. Cannon Gage is really trying to roll with the points this second half of the season, trying to catch up and be a contender for this championship. The full Cinda Cup chase will reset the field, restack them, and he's going to have a good seat to fight for the overall championship at the end of the year here and fight for that highly coveted Sigma Cup chartered seat the next year. Side by side through the middle of the turn, 81 of Snake Plissken is going to take the lead away from the 84 of Santi Messi. They're going to drag race each other down through the turns. Slides down, slides up, and the 81 has top position here tonight. And the fastest lap, he just dialed in a 21.249, taking over the race lead and the fastest lap in the race. So kudos to Snake Plissken on waking up right at the end of the race here tonight. course, now Snake Plissken starting to drive away with it after getting the lead back. 84 of Santi Messi falls back to second, losing some ground. Third place, Cannon Gage. Fourth place, Chase Kovacic, followed by Alan Malcolm, Krista Cower, Campbell Marsh, Kat Durham, Ryan White, Jonah Burridge, Joey Johnson, Alex Sanvital, and Sebastian Galloway Jr. making a move for 12th right there. Ralph Oberstadt trying to hold on for as good of a night as possible, even with damage on that 3 car. 14th, and over Kyler Sestre rounding out your top 15 here. .37 laps left to go, and Snake Plissken really stretching out the race lead here. Santi Messi in second, and a third distance back is number 2 of Cannon Gage. So for Snake Plissken, who is actively hunting down Sebastian Galloway Jr. for the points lead, Sebastian has a 30-point lead over Snake Plissken. Plissken has 3 wins so far this season, seeking race win number 4 here tonight. Getting up here at the lead and totally just laying down the fast laps here tonight. This 81 looks tough to beat. He's going to probably make up about half of that, looking at about 15 points on track at the moment over Sebastian Galloway Jr. They're going to blow Lefty Turner out of the water as he finishes near dead last here tonight. Joey Johnson in 4th in the points, and Cannon Gage still slowly reeling in your leaders in the point standings. He's up to 5th. Another good points night for him. Should start closing the gap for him to be in the conversation for this regular season championship coming to a close here in a couple weeks' time. Of course, with Richmond here, we've also got Brands Hatch this week. Tune in Thursday for the Brands Hatch event, which will be the British Speed Fest. It'll be 120 miles around the road course circuit, 48 laps the distance for your Bridge to Cup stars. And then we only have 3 races left in the regular season. Ricky Raceway, which is a super speedway, super unpredictable, and chances are we may see a new winner there at Ricky Raceway. Then it is Las Vegas and Pocono. That rounds out the championship regular season, as in it'll be the full Cinda Cup chase for the title. That we will host in August once I get back from what would be my paternity leave at that time. Meridian opens the gates for the Bridge to Cup full Cinda Cup championship battle. Talladega, another wild card, the Shake and Bake 319. Charlotte, the Soda Pop 300. Michigan, always a great race as well. And then we throw in a road course for good measure when we go to Toronto to the penultimate race in the chase. Moses Lake Motorplex, the home track for Sigma Racing, will be the home of the championship finale here this year. Steel Hill 300. That one should be interesting. We'll crown a champion on Sigma soil. And someone's fate will be forever changed, as they will become a Sigma Cup contender for the next season of racing. We have a lot of heavy hitters in this championship battle. It's going to be hard to pinpoint who has it and who doesn't. Snake Plissken will show up periodically and fight for race wins. So is Joey Johnson. Each of those drivers have 4 wins apiece. Don't discredit Cannon Gage, who has 3 wins so far this season. You have some sleepers in the field that could wake up. Krista Cower always seems to show up when the championship is on the line. The great unknown being also that of Sebastian Galloway Jr., even though without a race win, he is the most consistent driver this season and is proven to be a contender for the title, just like Ralph Oberstadt behind him. Ralph has finally been able to convert over to a race win, but it doesn't matter about the race wins as much because his consistency has almost been nearly as unmatched as the 95 of Galloway. Lap traffic is factoring in to the end of this race, and Snake Plissken has just got to deal with all the cars rolling his way. 21 laps left to go. Race stays green so far. Santi Messi starting to reel back in the 81. 20 laps left to go here in the Cookout 195. Snake stuck behind one of his outlaw gang members there in the 31 of Philip Purpura, who was involved in a nasty wreck earlier here tonight. Snake's going to work his way around and keep rolling through the traffic. Lap time's down to a 21.8. So not quite locked in. No one is exactly locked in without wins at the moment, because if you fell to second in the points and another driver wins past the 13 different winners would eliminate you. So Sebastian Galloway Jr. definitely has a lot of what-if scenarios. Luckily for him, with only, after tonight, 4 races left, that window is starting to shrink, meaning at the moment we can only allow 3 different winners to be maxed out at 12 different winners on the season. Snake Plissken winning tonight would only give Sebastian Galloway Jr. some more cushion to avoid falling out on points without a win. Because as it sits right now, Snake Plissken, Lefty Turner, Joey Johnson, Ken Engage are all race winners, followed by Ralph Overstat, Shy Turtle, Krista Cower, Chase Kovacic, and Campbell Marsh. Also locked in on their race win. That's it. Okay, so that leaves 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 cars. If there's 3 new winners, Sebastian would have to win the regular season to be locked in, or if he finished second in the points, he would be eliminated. But like I said, with only 4 races left and another repeat winner tonight, it's getting a little bit more breathable for the 95 of Sebastian Galloway Jr., as things could definitely get more locked down for him as we count the races down here. There's 13 laps left to go. Green, white checkers enabled in case we need them. Not a whole lot of drama in the second half of the race, really. 119 laps led by Snake Plissken. This has been an outright dominant second half for Mr. Plissken. Ralph Overstat had 62 laps led here today. Joey Johnson at 12. Ken Engage at 18, and 1 lap led by Krista Cower, 2 of which are also led by Kat Durham. But more than half of this race has been led by Snake Plissken at this point. Track position is huge here, it seems like, because whoever gets up front drives away with it, and that's exactly what the 81 has done in the second half of tonight's race. Ten laps to go at the line here tonight. Snake Plissken is seeking race win number 4 on the 2026 campaign. Six laps left to go at the line here for Snake Plissken, the fastest car in the race here tonight. All he's got to do is close it down. It's really got strung out here since the last restart of the evening. This 81 just needs no mistakes here in the closing laps. Gets around the 17 there of Jack Davis. Four cautions here tonight have been pretty well scattered throughout the night. We had a quick back-to-back caution at one point, but other than that, everything has been so smooth, like silk. For Snake Plissken, all he needs to hope for is that it stays green all the way to the checkered flag here. Couple laps left to go here. No big drama in the closing half of tonight's race. It has been the Snake Plissken show. White flag waving in the air. Last time around, this race is official. 81 making his way through lap traffic, bobbing and weaving, surviving the carnage here today. Looks like there's a car stalled on the apron, but does not matter. 81 of Snake Plissken is going to get his 4th win on the season, collecting the checkered flag here tonight in Richmond. Bringing it home in second, solid second, is Santi Messi, followed by 3rd place, Cannon Gage, 4th place, Kovacic. 5th place belongs to Krista Cower, Alan Malcolm and Ryan White, Kat Durham, and Joey Johnson, as Campbell Marsh slaloms all the way back to 10th here at the end. Sebastian Galloway Jr. holds on for an 11th, Ralph Oberstadt 12th, Sarah Taylor laps down. Looks like, I want to say the 18 was who we saw coasting on the bottom of the track there on the last lap. White flag waves, and the 18 suffers a late race flat tire, pulls down to the apron, and keeps the race from falling under caution there. So that is a wrap here tonight with the Sigma Bridge to Cup Series, race number 20 of the regular season.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
Well, that's all for the Bridge to Cup races here tonight, folks. We're going to get rolling with the ARCA race in a little bit here from Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit. So stay tuned. I'll go ahead and post when the ARCA race goes live. But hopefully all enjoyed tonight's Bridge to Cup race here from Richmond. Congratulations yet again to Snake Plissken for snapping his 4th win in the 2026 campaign here. We'll be rolling into Brands Hatch Thursday with the Bridge to Cup series as well. So keep it on the schedule on the calendar. We have plenty of racing to fill this week up. 8 races in particular. So 2 tonight, 2 yesterday, 2 on Thursday, and then 1 on Friday. So it's more like 7, but I'll be doing iRacing on Wednesday, so that's technically the 8th one. But that'll be a wrap here for this one, folks. Hopefully you can tune into the ARC race here shortly. And otherwise, have a great night. Stay safe out there. And until next time, this is Jakester signing out.